Hello. So it's still Tuesday. I've just finished my shorts and now I'm ready to start working on my petticoat. So, my book didn't really say anything about a petticoat or like what style of skirt I should wear, but I've made the executive decision that I really want to make a petticoat and a big old circle skirt, so that's what I'm going to do because it's fun. And you know, that's all you can do when you sew and make yourself clothes. Do the things that are fun. Also, I remember where I've read the thing about midriffs. It was for being hip heavy. It says to avoid over blouses and peplums which cut across the hip, and you want to try to keep things above it to, you know, show it off and stuff. But you don't want to do anything that would like to accentuate that, I think. I don't know. I'm trying to understand what any of this means. But another thing that was said in this book about being short and slender was to wear skirts with a great expanse of fabric. Now, what that means exactly, I don't know. Should it be tall and not tall, like very straight and thin, or should it be big and voluminous? Oh my god. Well, I don't know words anymore. So, yeah. I'm not entirely sure what that means or how to interpret that. So I'm just making a circle skirt and petticoat. Oh, hello. I am doing my gathering a bit differently than I normally do it, just because I've got an awful lot of fabric to work with. So I had it sectioned off into a few spots on each strip of fabric. That way it all evens out in the end, and I'm not trying to gather such a long strip of fabric into a much shorter one. So, in theory, this will make my life easier. That looks about even. So I'm just going to keep doing that until all of this is done, and then repeat the process 2 more times. So I finished my petticoat. It was an awfully difficult process, not for the reasons you might think. I mean, yeah, I did start over, but also Amadeus really enjoyed sleeping on it. So I would have it on the floor while I wasn't sewing, and I would find him just happily sound asleep on it. But it's done now. It's got a good elastic in there this time, so that's done. And now it's time to get started on the next part. And I have changed my mind. I'm not just doing a circle skirt, because that's too easy, so why would I do that? I'm gonna make a dress. I don't know why I'm like this, but I can't do things the easy way, I guess. Well, I gave my husband the choice of like 2 fabrics, and he said he liked this one best, and I like it. It's nice. It's a pretty linen and soft, easy. It'll look nice year round, I think. And now I have to figure out how to make a dress. So, what I want and what the McCall's book suggests I do is something with gathers under the bust, because I am a small boobed lady. So I have to figure out how to make a bodice. I am still going to be doing a circle skirt for the skirt part, so that won't be too hard, and I'll talk about how to do that, and yeah, that won't take too much time. But I don't know, maybe I'll pull out some of my old dresses and see where like the bodice and stuff sits and how that's all supposed to fit together and work. Alright, it's time to work on a circle skirt. So, what you do is you fold your fabric 4 times. I'm trying to figure out how to do this in a way that isn't from like something I learned from kindergarten, but that's all I can think of. So you fold it hamburger way, and then you fold it hot dog way. So you're left with 4 layers of fabric. Then you measure out how long you want your skirt, or physically how much fabric you have. I think I've got about 29.5 inches that I can work with. Yeah. So then you're gonna start from your corner where all of your folds are. So that's the gonna be the center of your skirt. And look at that going. 29.5. And every point should be right from that corner. That way you get a nice even circle. And you just go right along. Alright, this is a bit of an issue, but a fixable issue, I think. I could either add a bit of a ruffle going right along the bottom of this to hide that, and to give me the extra length I wanted. I think that'll look nice. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Other than that, everything's looking pretty good so far. Alright, time to, honestly, I think just take a break. I'm going to work on the bodice a bit tomorrow and try to get that done as much as I can. And I think This won't be too hard. I just like to work more than I originally anticipate on any given situation. Alright, I want to take a minute to just briefly go over what I'm doing and what I've done off camera. Sorry, it's so cold and so dry. We had a polar vortex or something happen. Not important. What is important is what I'm doing. Kind of, I guess. So, I've gathered the bottom edge of my bust piece to fit into where it's going to connect to the sides and the waist area. So what I'm doing now, this is a technique that Bernadette Banner does a lot when she does her gathers, and I want this to look nice, you know? I'm going to be wearing it. So what I'm doing is I'm adding a pin in between the gathers, or, you know, as much as I can, so I can make sure to lock those down and get them really secure. This is a very time-consuming practice, and I'm not sure where my cats have knocked my little box of pins, so I have to go find those and continue on with this. But I think this is looking nice where it's at so far, especially if you look at it, you know, when it's flipped up to the pretty side of the fabric. And I might add a little bit of a gather right along the top hem too. Not too much, but just a little bit. And then I'll have to figure out if I'm going to need to get ribbon or bias tape. Although I'm thinking like a pretty ribbon would look nice. Maybe a light purple or green to match my fabric. Alright, let's talk about how to make straps. So there is the folding it over one way and stitching it up, which, you know, works and it's fine, but I hate pulling my fabric through, so I'm going to show you a different way. One that I find to be a little easier. So what you do is you get your strap, you want to double it the size you want, and then you fold as evenly as you can each edge into the middle. We'll press that. So this is also kind of how you do bias tape, only this is cut on the straight and not the bias of the fabric. So it's less likely to curve and warp and move. And now that we've got that done, we're just going to fold it right in half. So this is where the opening is, and you just take it and you fold it right in half, and we're going to press it down again. And I find this makes a really nice and sturdy strap, no matter what it's being used for. Well, I'm all done. I finished my little 60s excursion. It was a lot of fun. What have I learned? Did I learn anything? Maybe. I learned that following McCall's sewing book, a random house book, just noticed it said that, following this for like the ideal fashion for my body type was interesting. I learned some things that I never thought about before, like the types of silhouettes I wear affect how it shapes me. Like, I mean, I knew that because old clothes has a tendency to like really mold your body into a certain shape, but I didn't quite realize how intensely people thought about this, right? So like, are you very straight? Do you want to stick with very straight lines? Or do you want to make yourself look a bit heavy, hip heavier, and all this stuff? It's wild. I don't particularly care too much about that, I guess. I'm happy wearing what I like to wear and, you know, my usual clothing. I think it flatters me just fine. Although, it was fun making a petticoat for a circle skirt. I might make some more dresses in this style. As you can see, I have put on a sweater. It's winter in Maine, so it's cold, and I'm cold no matter how high I turn the heat on. But yeah, that's done. This is done. I'm happy with how this dress came out. It looks a lot better than I actually thought it would, so that's awesome. I love it when that happens. I think next I'm gonna do something just so easy on me so I can kind of take a bit of a break from, you know, projects. Yeah, might teach you how to crochet or how to some hand sewing techniques that I think are super important to know. But I think that's about it for this. If you like watching me struggle and sew and somehow make something pretty decent, consider subscribing. I would appreciate it quite a bit. And yeah, I upload every other Saturday, most of the time. Sometimes I'll take a random month off, but I'll usually let you know if I do that. All right, bye.